Hello again, everyone. Melth here, with more of my Baldur's Gate 3 challenge run. Last time we broke the Shadow Curse, the disappointing result of which is a grand total of 0 effects and 0 cents. This time we'll be battling through a bunch of the ambushes and other encounters in the eastern wilds of the Shadow Curse lands, and fighting a boss out there that often surprises people. Should be fun. As usual, details of my challenge run are in the YouTube video description, and watch out for spoilers throughout this run. Alright, so we had just battled Oliver here near the city center. Let's get on over to... let's go to this waypoint, I think. And then we'll find the boss near there. There are, I think, 3 separate fights coming up against evil plants out here, which is a little repetitive, but as I said, I think that in general, the plant ambushes are a good idea, and in fact, more ambushes and more fights out here would be an improvement. There just aren't really that many battles in the Shadow Curse lands, which makes it all feel very empty and surprisingly safe once you know where the fights are. Which is not ideal for what's supposed to be the most horrifying place in the game, you know? So, even in death while they're being cursed, Dwergar is swearing constantly. I'm not aware of any way to have this guy get up and fight you or anything like that. Just kind of one of 20 or so identical clues about the curse. Lots of bodies around here have similar journals and things like that. Pretty good. I think we already have plenty of arrows of dragon slaying. How many have we got? Yeah, 10 total. There's 2 dragon fights in the entire game, so even if Astarion shoots one of those arrows every single action, every single attack, I think we're going to have plenty. Oh no. It's the patch 7 ladders bug. We can't get back down. Alright, I'll time how long it takes to get the entire party back down there. This was really a major regression in the game, and it's so frustrating. Okay, the third person that tried can actually get down the ladder, and now other people are starting to follow them one at a time. This used to be so much better. We appear to have lost momentum. Everyone else stalled.
Hey, good looking.
Okay, this is truly awful. After all this time and manually moving all the summons, I got them over here, but these 2 are still stuck. I've never had it get stuck this horribly. Let's just teleport and see if that fixes it. Alright. They've got to fix that. What a huge regression to add to the game. This kind of thing happens all the time. And it never used to.
I have a lot on my mind. And this. Light on my feet. Elves. The curse has torn open the ground itself.
You know, it'd be a real curse if it had installed ladders everywhere. We just had to give up and go home in that case. Alright, up around here is the ambush with the Shambling Mound, a classic D&D monster. This one, I guess, is Shadow Curse, so that's a twist on it. And there'll also be a bunch of little other mini-evil plants. Now, I believe that they're all unsurprisable, so if we spot their ambush, we'll have parity, but no better than that. Failed the perception, but I know they're right there. Yeah. Well, I think that it would not be ideal tactics to walk into their ambush. Really, in general, I think that it's smart to pull them out of their high ground if at all possible. We especially want to destroy the Shadow Curse Needle Blights, I would say. Those ones explode and damage their buddies, which is good for us, but also we don't want them near us because they have ranged attacks. So let's fire away at that one. Okay, great. So damage his friend pretty well. So let's have a look at the opposition here. This one has a new legendary action. What is it? Creature ends its turn nearby. Okay, so once again, things that punish melee characters. I can't emphasize enough just how bad melee is in this game, and how they just punish it at every single turn. So, luckily my party is pure range, so that doesn't really matter to me. Hard to control because of magic resistance despite its bad saving throws, But I'm pretty sure we can handle it by just, you know, not meleeing it, like everything else. Let's focus on taking out the needle blights, because those go pretty early, and then that'll free up more of my guys to make our getaway. I think, is it immune to pierce attacks? Yeah, so that is a problem, because our party relies pretty heavily on those, but another win for the net remisser, it does force damage, so I don't need to worry too much about that this battle. I don't think that I'm going to need...
From here.
A haste this battle. Can I attack the thing from here? What would it take in terms of getting access to it? I'm going to just blast that one, and maybe I'll push these guys back. That could be helpful. So kill that one, probably. Push that one back. Took a bunch of damage from his buddy there. Oh, I got another action back. I feel like I shouldn't really have one because I spent one to just initiate the fight. So I'm going to imagine that I don't have one and just jump back over my buddies there and get out of here. Oh, I can't actually jump any further. Okay. Not perfect. I'll get Karlach out of the way, then that'll be alright. So the Needle Blights are the priority here. Astarion has a dash to get himself out of here, so that will be okay.
This way.
So you dash on in. So we've got a vine over there we don't care too much about. We've got needle. If I blow up that needle, it'll probably hurt the needle next to it, maybe. This one will probably blow up just the Shambling Mound who won't take damage from it because he's immune to pierce. Well, it takes a tiny amount of necrotic. First blood. I could do an arrow of many targets here, but I feel that's not necessary. How many more needles are left? There's that one, and there's that one. Okay.
The dance macabre.
Maybe I will double dash. I'm really wasting a lot of actions on this, but I just want to get him out of there and take no damage.
To the death.
Big damage on that one. Okay. So if I got this attack I could use to finish that guy. Probably don't need to run in that close, Astarion. Okay, so that's their entire ranged contingent is dealt with. So you get out of there now.
Unleash me.
Why are your icons small when it is indeed your turn? Very strange.
I'm heating up. Over there.
Are you weak to fire or anything? I don't think so. Let me just check. No, you resist fire, in fact. Not bad. Get you back out of there. Make it come down to us. Make it come down to low ground into the open where we can shoot it more easily from multiple sides.
Right away.
Not bad. No special resistances on you.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Spike growth won't damage him, but I bet it will slow him down. Wait, is there still one over there? Oh no, that one's dead. Okay, just highlights if it was alive. Very well. I think it will slow him down anyway. Well, skeleton's up front. Can you just shoot the guy? Low ground and dark is not ideal, but we have a lot of guys here to finish it off. I don't anticipate it being much of a problem. Not from you, but we've got 2 elementals for that. There we go. And the fact that they on death spawn vines makes no difference whatsoever because we're not going to be in reach. Alright, come over here, Shambling Mound. Yes, by all means, wish hand dash. Ah, I knew there were some harpers or something that spawned in. There we go. That's longer reach than I thought it was, but okay, we're fine. Wasn't there another dead harper? Why didn't Nick get a turn? I don't know. In any case, that's fine.
On your command.
So I think what we want to do probably is have the skeletons work on that guy, because they, after all, can't hurt the Shambling Mound, right?
Your command. My victims await.
Maybe you punch that guy. Good. I was hoping we wouldn't quite kill him. In which case, maybe an offhand shot from you will kill him. Nice. Thereby freeing you up to do multiple attacks on the Shambling Mound, which should do pretty heavy damage if we can get him into the light. So let us bring some light over there. Is that enough?
What
Probably.
now?
Yeah, it's much better. I mean, the low ground's painful, but it's okay. There we go. Not bad at all.
Breathe deep and move.
How is he against thunder damage again? Nothing special. Okay. Oh, he's even prone from all the reverberation. That's nice. And then let's have you fly to safety.
Yes. Ready for battle. Let me strike.
I'm not aware of any other guys getting revived in this fight, so if I'm missing one, let me know. But I don't think that any more get summoned if you are slow here or anything like that. You're not in the... I am so confused.
Let's spill some blood.
Well, let's have you use a bonus action because your offhand won't do anything any good. Did that not give us any XP? Whatever. That should do pretty good damage. Yeah, sure, we'll sneak attack it for more force damage. We might be able to turn off Sharpshooter here for just better odds because it does have decent armor class. And then one more should do it. Alright. There is another boss that's way easier if you don't try to fight in melee.
Blood whispers. Looking ahead.
Melee is fun, but like it's as if you start every fight by hitting yourself with battlefield control. That's what being a melee character is.
I hope.
Not too much to loot off these guys, just watch out for their cursed vines. Don't step in those. Scratch, by the way, is pretty useful in this section of the game because he can do the help action to free you from vines if you get stuck in them, so that's handy. They drop this the exact same as the Wood Woes did back in Act 1, I think, so that's not really anything too special. Didn't the Wood Woes drop that back in Act 1? They dropped something similar anyway. Really not impressive as like a special boss drop. think up here there are a few chests and clues and things like that. We find so many, journals of someone who gets killed by cursed monsters throughout the Shadow Cursed Land. It's really repetitive after a while. Which, I mean, like, it's supposed to be super dangerous or whatever, so that's fine. But maybe we find more of those dead adventurers. Maybe dead adventurers wander the place. Just, having some wandering monsters would have made things spicier and felt more dangerous. Or make there be more quests about them, maybe. Maybe, bring them back for a decent burial or things like that after you find all these dead guys' journals. This ring is about as good as it sounds from the name Ring of Self-Immolation. You take damage, you give yourself heat, which is seldom worth the time and trouble to set it up to get minor fire damage bonuses. On a run like this where hit points are really hard to recover, I would certainly not want to do that. And on a normal run, I never want to spend item slots to spend time damaging myself to build up heat to do minor bonus damage. It's just not worth it. Fun though it might be to make your fireball a little bit more powerful against all the targets or whatever, it's just not worth the trouble and all the item slots. Okay, let's go off and fight some more evil plants, maybe some evil birds to mix things up. I feel like there was the evil bird fight over in this direction. There it is, yeah. Now I wonder, if you interfere with those charming little eggs, does that do anything before you've done the bird battle? I've always in the past done the bird battle first, so let's check it out. No, okay. Only interfering with the actual bird itself causes the fight. Alright, just wanted to verify that. Who's got Featherfall at the ready?
No one stopped me yet.
Alright, down we go. So, oh, what a surprise.
Fresh orders?
But I think we can handle this with just the two people who have immunity to surprise here. Let's have you throw out a Void Bulb that'll just clear those four instantly. And notice the massive amount of XP that they're worth for no good reason. You're not going to throw it? Come on. $40 apiece, so 160 for that. Very silly. Alright, let's try and clear these. Is it just not going to throw over there? Why? There we go, another 160.
I thirst for combat.
So we can poke that one to death. And that one. Wood.
Yes.
And let's have the Dryad hop in and finish off the last one. Well, worth an absurdly good amount of XP for how easy that was. I do like that there are many fights in this act that are kind of against swarms of weak targets that do pretty good damage. So a lot of parties that kind of rely upon a few conventional strong attacks will suffer against those, but if you have summons or have good tactics, and remember that things like those throwable bulbs exist, then it'll just wipe them. Good to remind people about those things and make it so that not every fight is easily solved with just smack them real hard with a greatsword or whatever. How much more do we need to get to level 10 anyway? Still a fair amount. I don't think I'll be able to hit level 11 on this run because there were too many sources of XP that I didn't do for roleplay reasons. Like, I didn't kill the druids and didn't attack the harpers over at Last Light and things like that. If you do all that and follow my guide about getting to level 8 in Act 1 and the things I've pointed out that are worth XP here in Act 2, you can just barely get to level 11. I'll probably make a guide dedicated to that at some point here. Alright, I feel like there's another evil plant ambush up hereabouts. There we go.
Time to push my luck again.
Okay. Needle blights we'll want to take out first. These ones seem too scattered to hurt many of their friends, so oh well about that, I guess. Oh, my mouse is dying. Well, good that it's happening now in this turn-based game rather than Age of Mythology retold. I'm trying to do a deathless run of that game, and it would not do to have my mouse suddenly die in the middle of a difficult battle. Okay, looks like it's back. You're a needle blight over there. Needle. Okay, so the needles are the ones that we care about, basically.
A better position.
Doing good damage to your friend there. We appreciate your contribution, Needle Blight. He seems out of range of that one. Is Astarn going to just solo this? I mean, not quite, but close to it. Yeah, Baldu's got this now.
Dance of death.
Alright, that was even easier than I expected. We do want to avoid walking into their vines as usual.
If not over, then through.
Yeah, let me actually just ungroup so no one else follows and possibly risk getting hit by vine. Like you, stupid skeleton.
Damn, it's good to be alive.
Can't be helped. Yes, it can. Or you, other skeleton, you get out of there. Or I think those are the only ones that are in vines, right? Hopefully it'll stay that way.
Just don't give me trouble now.
Stupid plant walking into the other evil plant.
Never wanted the easy path.
The Dryad knows how it's done. Alright, let's walk on up here. We can get to the entrance to
That's curious.
Grimforge,
What's in here?
which we of course have already done all of and probably won't bother with, but it is there. So if you wanted to come from the Grimforge entrance, you can do it and appear out here and battle through these ambushes. And really, basically, the advice that Halsin gives you, as I said, is pretty terrible. You should ignore him and go to the road entrance rather than the Grimforge entrance to have the easiest time getting through the Shadow Curse. However, XP-wise, you will have an easier time getting good XP if you come from the Grimforge entrance because you'll get to this one battle of Shadows and Harpers that can only be fought if you get there before Last Light In. Whereas the equivalent battle of meeting the Drider and things like that, you can come back to more easily later on. So, for maximizing XP, it can be suitable to come from Grimforge, although it is possible to get the same or better amount from Mountain Pass. It's just you need to know what to do. Alright, overhead here we'll meet a Shadar-Kai, which in this edition is a kind of elf that lives in the Shadowfell. They have changed what Shadar-Kai are like 3 times over the course of different editions. They've been several totally different races, some of which weren't even elvish, some of which were like kind of evil, goblin-y, fey creatures, and just... I'm sure they'll change it again.
And I have met few who stand so tall and fearless.
Anyway, he'll give us a quest that we want to have now before we get to the tavern, so let's pick it up.
Your way, brave soul.
His raven is a jerk. Don't know, I can't hear it in this conversation, but when we talk to it, it'll be constantly telling you that you'd be better off killing yourself and things like that, no matter who your character is.
The murdered lie silent. The raven asks.
So Shadar-Kai, in this edition, worked for the Raven Queen, who, back in 4th edition, was the master of the Shadowfell. Now, that's more Shar, kind of.
She is not the victim.
It has a complicated history. It was in the DN4th edition to replace, I guess, the old Plane of Shadow. That was an allegedly neutral place that was actually just full of evil undead and whatnot. So they kept saying it was neutral, but it sure seemed like it was an evil place.
Promised their secrets were safe with her.
And I guess it's kind of just an excuse to redo some of the different planes in the universe
And stabbed
for 4th
them
edition.
in the back.
But they kept it around now in 5th, even though they put most things back to the way they
To
were.
this day, her victims lie unavenged.
Basically, she was an informant who handed over people to the secret police to be tortured and killed because Sharans are awful.
You see it as I do.
We hate Sharans in this party, so that's why we'll do it.
One's crimes, written in her own hand.
Generally speaking, Shadar-Kai, for unclear reasons, because the Raven Queen's lore changes every 5 minutes, go out to try to find memories of tragedies and things like that to bring back to the Raven Queen.
Such spells are ancient secrets and closely guarded. But I could be convinced to share them with an ally.
There we go. I don't think he actually does give you anything useful, though.
With fortitude.
As I recollect, the only reward for this is you get gloves that give you a familiar, like a raven, which raven familiars are really great, as I've shown throughout this run, but you have to wear them as a glove slot, and that's probably not really worth the trouble.
I thank you. As do those who died by her words. Go to the distillery, the one she calls the Waning Moon. Find the ledger and bring it to me.
Easy enough. We'll come back and talk to him again after that, I guess, and then we'll fight him at the end of the quest, of course. Now, dead Harper's up there. I don't really remember that. Oh, maybe these are leftovers from the Shadow Ambush. I'm not sure. I was just talking about how if you come from the Grimford entrance, you'll meet some Harpers battling shadows. Don't know how they were so inept, but made it out that far. And that must be where Oliver is. Ruins east of Last Light. Highly dangerous. Deep biting. Is that just like that house that in the basement has mean locks, or is that something different? Now, there's kind of a mini unmarked quest over here. A secret quest, if you will. Very minor, but we can find a journal pointing us to this grave. So maybe I'll come back once we've... Yeah, okay. I'll try to show the quest kind of in order. So I'll try to look for and find, I hope, the journal that points you to that grave, and then come back to find the corpse that was looted out of the grave. That was underwhelming.
Might be useful.
Gust of wind is occasionally good for clearing clouds, although, as I talked about when I went into the secret cloud mechanics on my battle against the 30 Jark Justiciars, you can clear most clouds with a fog cloud of your own rather than a more expensive gust of wind, so just know that and bear that in mind. Night orchids. Shadowheart would love those, but that filthy Shar worshipper is dead and good riddance. Everything we find out here makes Ballista more convinced that he made the right decision to get rid of the treacherous Shar worshipper. Ah, here's the one, yes. This is some guy who was hired to go to that camp near the grave that we just were at and get the family ring, and then of course, like everyone else out here writing a journal, he dies. Perhaps they'll just have Ballista go back on his own so we don't have to have all the summons renegotiate past all these obstacles, and I'll just show you what it's talking about. As I said, it's kind of a quest, but it's an unmarked one. You don't get any XP for it. Just kind of, a journal hints you to go toward this camp that has a gravestone near it. Then you need to investigate that to find out where the body was taken to find the ring. I like it. I wish there were even more treasures like that out here. It's a good way to, instead of just having you actually find, because of a survival check, buried treasure, you know, point the player to things instead.
Ellie May. You've seen this name before.
This grave is a mess. Probably an animal's doing.
Kind of expected to fight an animal, but no such thing.
Is that a
Death saving 2s plus 2, that's pretty minor. Plus we got an amulet back in like Act 1 that made you automatically stabilize, and even that's not that good. So we will ignore that and just sell it. So then I think over here we'll find a dead boar with nothing significant to it. Just clue number 5036 about the Shadow Curse kills and revives things, but this one doesn't get back up.
Yeah, I'll never have a chance.
Kind of like the dead Shadow Curse ox over by the other entrance, I believe. And over here will be Dead Guy's Journal number 73, as we find a druid's camp where the druid died.
Let's see what this does. Research on the nature of the Shadow Curse. Good to know.
It'd be cool if we could tell Halsin about this guy who mentioned, you know, Halsin's warnings and things like that. But no follow-up that I'm aware of.
That's curious.
You know, the buried treasure mechanic, I think, is the beginning of a good idea, but as implemented isn't too great, because you see the dice be rolled, and then so you kind of know what to do, and you can just dig it up anyway. What would have been cooler, I think, would be if you don't see the dice get rolled, don't know if you failed anything, but people kind of share by word of mouth that there's buried treasure here and there. That would perhaps make it feel like more of a treasure hunting experience, and, you know, your ability to remember or to hear things from your friends where treasures are buried could then, you know, be rewarded. That would be more interesting overall, I would say. Compared to just, you roll by, you roll survival checks, who cares if you make it or not, you get the shovel and dig it up. It'd be kind of like the secret illusory walls and things like that in the Dark Souls series, where people are always kind of writing little messages about where there are secret walls, true or false. Alright. Yet another dead cultist given incomplete information. I guess it's implied she dynamited herself to death or something, rather than getting killed by the curse. So many broken moon lanterns. This cult is really careless with the only thing that can save them.
Catches your eye. Its glow.
Presumably destroyed in the blast or something. Alright, we'll find a key over there. We can use that to open up a chest, I believe. And this is the entrance to Grimforge, where we won't actually be going because we've already done Grimforge, so just kind of here to be thorough. If I did try to go down there, Minthara would complain that we shouldn't leave before we dealt with Ketheric, but as I talked about in one of my other videos, there's a secret trick to get around that. If you silence her, she can't talk to you, and so she can't initiate that conversation, so you can drag her back to Act 1 that way, which is pretty cool. They'll probably patch that eventually, but for now it's fun and interesting. Well, that was underwhelming.
We offer
Okay.
ourselves.
Blah, 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 blah. Shar, who
So
cares?
Shar may give us her mercy.
Let's teleport out to save some time. So I think there's one more battle left to do, which is over near the entrance from the mountain pass. There are some bushes and also I think an undead hyena that I made sure carefully would not do that weird thing where it inexplicably slips away through the curse unharmed. Which if you aren't careful, it will somehow do. But not there. We want to go over this way, southeast, or southeast rather than just east, I guess. Back across the bridge, we went across with that Drider before. Over to the absolute camp, and then over here we'll find the dead hyena, and then also eventually beyond that some evil plants. I don't think it's going to be too much of a threat. Not even worth XP. Okay, from up here, can we see... Oh, misclick there. Up here, I'm hoping we can see and attack the evil plants down there.
Bet I can crack that open.
There we go. I knew there was one out there. I know there's needle blights too. Those are the ones I want to find and destroy. It's another vine blight. What if I go into stealth mode? That gives me vision of what their vision ranges are. Vine blights. Needle blight. There we go. That didn't start a fight. Okay, I'll just walk in that case.
Catch a break.
Don't want to get any free hits here.
Time to kill.
Lots of vine ones in this area, so unusually sturdy crowd. Let's walk a little closer, I guess.
Let me strike. My victims await. Your command.
Are these just immune to being grabbed by vines? This should be given that they're flying and made out of air. Let's find out.
Unleash me. Ready for battle. A wise move.
Let's get going.
Not bad. Okay, no, the guys that are made out of air are not immune to being entangled. Very silly. Let's have just Ballista go on ahead then, so no one else gets stuck. Let's just sell that. That's not a good spell. Not good at level 1 and definitely not good now. I think I recall there being some buried treasure around here. Other than that, not too much else to discuss in this area that I'm aware of. And with that, I think we've done all the battles in the Eastern Shadow Curse lands. Let me know if you think that I've missed one. And we'll come back and do the Morgue, I guess, pretty soon, and then the battle against Garangoth, which I've been putting off because that one is probably the hardest, most dangerous battle in all of Act 2, possibly. Certainly one of the most dangerous battles in the entire game, because Garangoth has now not one, but 2 instant death attacks. AoE instant death attacks, no less, if you don't know how to prepare for them. My first ever run of this game was actually a no-death run that was totally successful up until this point, and then Garangoth destroyed the entire party in one move. there's the buried treasure. And with that, I think that we are done here. Unless there's anything down with that hyena. Let me check to see if there's anything down there I'm forgetting. A hard to explain number of skulls down here. The real treasure are the speed potions we can make along the way. Alright, I think that's it. So we'll teleport off and call it a day. Thank you for watching. And a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Master Knight DH, Jackie, Enlino, Travis, Carlo Andrea 97, Cthulhu's Mom, Oliver, Andrew Curzon, Trubsy, Skill Rap, Gregory, William Wakefield, Danny Hall, Jeffrey Morse, Just, Becca, Jack, Mashas01, Jacob Marshall, Nubiana, Till Fisher, Discord Colossus, Nicholas Schmuck, Kostia Nesterovich, Goman Blackrock, Dodo King 4, Marcin Bialik, Techno Waffle, Nebular, I Luke, Michael Francis, Emperor Kong 420, Robin Mackey, Micken Balls, Stygian Flamey, Micah Marie, Christopher Allen, Stefan Van Zyl, Eddie, Wendy, Ali Kasamoglu, Lucas Riverola, Skylar Sauce, Nick Myers, Bethany James, Emp Ninjas, Prebin, Mango Jelly, and Chupaton. Have a great day, everyone.